Yeah, welcome to another episode of Artco Drone Solutions. We've got a great show tonight. We've got a great guest. We got Chris Hope. Take it away. Howdy, Chris. How you doing?
I'm good, Art. How you doing, brother?
I am doing super busy day, flying, fishing, and all sorts of stuff. So you're all the way over in East Texas. How far are you from Nacogdoches?
Nacogdoches. I'm about an hour and a half west of Nac, a
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yep,
little
that was
northwest of Nacogdoches.
one of the towns that I performed comedy at in Texas.
Did you really?
Yep, I performed all over. I was in Tomball, Denton, Lubbock, San Angelo, and Amarillo.
Amarillo by morning.
Yep, that's right. so,
Yeah, My niece is going to. She's going to Stephen F. Austin in the fall. So
all right.
I'll probably get to go back over, Art.
Okay, cool. I've got some classmates over there in San Angelo, so hopefully I'll get to see her at the 40th reunion this September.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've almost caught you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into drones?
Well, somebody give me one like everybody else. I got one for Christmas about 4 years ago,
Right.
and it come from Walmart. It was a Sky Viper, and I played with it and played with it till I sunk it, and then I actually took my britches off and went down in the pond in December and fished it out and got it. And it had a warranty claim on it, so I did an upgrade
Cool.
and I crashed the next one. The Walmart warranties are pretty sweet. I recommend them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I crashed about two more, and then I got to watching these guys flying these Phantoms, you
Yeah.
know, and making these cool videos. And of course, Ken and Kelly, they was probably the first two I followed, like most everybody else.
Right.
And it's just gone from there. I started watching their live shows, and that's how I kind of got involved in all this. Then I started making my own videos, and I have fun and enjoy doing it, making it for people that like to watch this stuff. Not everybody lives in Texas, and I like to show it off a little bit every once in a while.
Well, that's great. Texas is an interesting state. It's got a lot of features. You got hill country, and then you got the Gulf and the Panhandle area, and out in the flatlands like Lubbock.
Yes.
Boy,
Yeah.
you
When I
can't
was a
get any
kid,
flatter than that.
yeah, when I was a kid, my dad was raised back in the day when he was the 10th of 10 kids, so
Wow.
they had 10 kids so they could help on the farm.
Right.
So
Yep.
he got passed around to his brothers and sisters, and he grew up, with all the family. So we go out there on vacation, Lubbock, Lorenzo, Tokyo, Texas,
Right.
uh, little towns like that, and watch them farm and help them farm a little bit.
Right. Cool.
But they all got smart and sold the farms and moved east.
There you go. There
They
you
all
go.
come basically. I think we had one aunt and uncle that stayed out west. Everybody
Uh
else
huh.
come to East Texas.
All right. I see Brent Nunley and Jim Crennan are in the house. All right. Welcome, guys. And Mitch, old guy in the drone.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Mitch here.
Yep.
I hope I
So,
ain't missed nobody. Trying to type. There's Thomas,
yep.
Thomas and Sullivan.
Yep. That's right. Saw him a little earlier. So, you got a lot of siblings there, or tell us a little bit about your growing up. Were you a nerd or a sports guy, or
I played sports. Did all the sports we could do at our school.
right?
Uh, I went to a little school, and it didn't even have a high school till 1979. It had a high school, and it burnt down in the 50s.
Oh boy.
and they didn't build it back. And now then, it's a little old 2A school. It used to be a Class B school. It was Class B up until 80, and then it
Right.
was a Class A. The state of Texas did away with B schools. Everybody went to 1A, and then they changed it a few years ago to 6A's. So we got 1 through 6A schools, and we're at the 2. So
Right.
it's a little country school. Back in the 20s, when they built the school, they consolidated probably 5 or 6 little old country schools around and made one school called Crossroads, and
Okay.
it's at the crossroads of 750, 3441 and FM 59. I mean, it's
There.
right there at the crossroads. Played sports, hunted and fished, of course,
Yep.
all my life. Still do that.
Hmm.
Uh, I love play golf.
Mm, great.
Fly drone. Flight has always been a thing of mine. I wish that hindsight's 2020.
Yep.
I should have went to college and got my degree and went and flew in the Navy, the Air Force, and I didn't do it.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
that's
I
okay.
I was into inline control airplanes. I did that for a while, and I did all sorts of stuff. I was into, well, I've been fishing for a long, long time, and really got back into it a few years ago when GoPros came out, and then I started videotaping my fishing, and now with YouTube, I've got a fishing channel too called
Right.
Parks Place
Yes.
Fishing.
I've seen that. It's
Hmm.
fun. I don't know. I've watched you catch him carp, and that's a little bitty hook,
Yep.
and you must put grass or corn or something on it to
Yeah,
catch them.
corn. Yep.
Corn.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
there's a lake over here close to home called Lake Fairfield. We used to try to catch tilapia.
Uh huh. Yeah.
It was on a power plant lake, and it's a warm lake, and
Right.
them things get 14, 18 inches
Oh
long.
yeah.
And the only
They're
way I started bow fishing so I could catch them.
oh okay.
We could shoot at the shallows, and it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. And they're a lot of good. They're good to eat.
Oh yeah. They're really good. That's about the cheapest fish you could get at the grocery store.
Yes, they got the fillets now. It's a big deal. Back in the 80s and early 90s, what's a tilapia? Well, it's an old nasty old fish. Well, it tastes good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a tropical fish. It comes from, I believe it comes from Asia, and now they're all over in Florida because, well, they did some fish farming with them along with catfish, and then when the commercial fish farming kind of went toes up, the fish just kind of got out into the wild, and they're everywhere.
Yeah, these were over here in a power plant lake, and that lake stayed about 80 degrees year round.
Right?
And they're grass eaters. They keep it clean. It's great place to go fish.
Right. Right.
Fish year round there is fun. That's it in a nutshell, man. I've worked in the natural gas industry for since I got out of high school, a little over 35 years ago now.
Right.
Just same same thing, different names. Company names changed names probably 5 or 6 times in the last 35 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Uh,
And just do that.
yeah.
I can't say it's old because it pays the bills now.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, what kind of editing software do you use for your videos?
Let me look. I use one called VideoPad Video Editor.
Oh, okay.
A guy I talked to on Facebook one time recommended it, said
Right.
it was free. He said you can go to YouTube and get the key for it. And I found a key on YouTube, and I've been using it probably a little over a year now. And it's it's not Premiere Pro, but
Right.
it's works for me.
Right. Yeah, I use Filmora 8, and it works pretty good for me. Yep.
I thought about trying. Ken Dono told me one time that he used Filmora on his iPad, and I
Yeah.
thought about trying that, but I use my iPad to fly with, and I don't want to overload it with
Yeah.
even if that would. So I don't know
Right. Right.
would or not. Man, you got a pretty good crowd. You got 12 in here now, Art.
Oh, good.
Mr.
Well,
Peter
that's
Carroll.
because you're so popular.
Oh, I'm just Chris, man.
Mike Roach, welcome to the show. All right, we got a good crowd tonight.
Oh yeah, these are all good guys. Every one of these guys, I see them and follow them and
Yep.
get to
Mhm.
visit with them on this stuff here, and it's fun.
Yep.
Peter, he lives over in Australia, and Brent's a fellow Texan
Yep.
that happened to move to Arkansas,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
Mike lives up there in Syracuse.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
right.
it's fun. Thomas is over in Ireland.
Yep. And
So yeah, these guys. I was gonna ask Mitch. I'll ask Mitch on here if he got to watch SpaceX put their machine up on his live stream, and SpaceX launched about the same time. So I don't know if he can close enough to hear it, or I'm
right.
not exactly sure where he lives.
Mhm. Yeah.
But that's cool.
He's around the Orlando area.
Orlando.
Yeah.
He might have caught a glimpse of it. I know he's got it in his trailer of his video.
Right.
They showed it the other night on Ken's show.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So, what was your first computer?
Oh, dude, man, I went to Sears in Roebuck in Arlington, Texas. I'm glad you asked this question, and bought an IBM computer and thought that I was going to go in so much debt because it was like $700 back in
Yeah.
about 87, I guess,
Right.
and got it home. And man, this is cool. We got a computer now. What do we do with it?
Yeah. That's right.
Well, we had just started getting into computers at work.
Right.
I carried around a notepad and a pencil to take
Mhm.
readings on, and we've kind of had started graduating about to electronics in the late 80s.
Yep. 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 Yeah. My first computer was a Timex Sinclair 1000, and then years later I got a what's called an XT, which is an 8088, which is before the 286s and so on. And then I learned how to upgrade computers, and I was really
Oh
into
man,
that, and I started building computers. So really got into that, learned how to set up software and the OS and all that, and boy, that was a lot of fun.
what's funny, Art, is I grew up in the age of I was born in '66. I'm a '66 model.
Yeah.
Star Trek come on in '66. Well, it
Yep.
was already off the air before I figured out what was going on
Yep.
about Star Trek.
Mhm.
But it's funny, you can go back and watch some of them older episodes, and they take the little floppy disk and they're plugging it in.
Yep.
And they got a tablet he's writing on and stuff, and this is where we're at today.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
52 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That was one of my favorite shows. I was 6 years old at the time, and uh, I was 9 when the Apollo 11 just landed on the moon, which was last weekend. Was the 50th
Yes.
anniversary.
I think I can remember standing in the living room. We had a black and white TV, and I vaguely remember seeing that. I remember seeing Walter Cronkite,
Right.
and I remember a little bit of the lunar module on the moon. Now that's about it. That's about all I remember. For
Right.
some reason, that stuck in my memory.
Hmm. I don't
Oh man,
remember too much about the Mercury program. I was a little young when that started. Uh, I do remember the Gemini program. I really got into that, and then when the Apollo program started, that's when I really started getting into the space program and watching
right.
all the launches and all the way to splashdown, and uh, that those were amazing times.
Oh, they were. And something else that's going on this week is the Oshkosh fly-in. I don't know if you've been. Have you had a chance to catch any of that this week?
No,
I've
I
watched
have.
it off and on.
Right.
It's been neat because you got modern aircraft to World War I aircraft,
Right.
and it's a full mixture of aircraft, and they've flown all week. They do air shows in the afternoon. I watched one this afternoon. Had a Corsair flying in it. Oh, Baba Black Sheep come to mind. Pappy
Right.
Boynton.
Yep. Yep.
It was a great 15 20 minutes watch. And there's so many airplanes there. You can listen to the air traffic control, and them guys got to be drinking to be able to do this. It's just too many folks there.
Yep. Yeah, a few weeks ago we had an air show at one of the smaller airports, not too far from where I live, and saw a B-17 flying overhead while I was fishing. And
It's cool.
yep, last
You know,
year I saw some World War II vintage planes going in, flying around over there. It was amazing. Hmm.
back in the day, back when SAC was still at Carswell Air Force Base in Fort Worth,
Right,
they would scramble their B-52s on train runs, and there's a power plant east of here,
right,
about it's called Lake Striker. It's about an hour and a half east of us. They'd fly it and bomb it,
right,
and then turn and go back home. And they would do that every so often. You get to see the B-52 flying in there. They'd be about 3,000 or 4,000 foot high. They wouldn't be high at all.
right,
It was an
right.
awesome sight.
Yeah, my father worked at Boeing when the B-52s just came online. He saw the X and the Y B-52s come out, and they were just phasing out the B-47s and the B-50, which was the upgraded B-29, and and then he got to see the first 707s come out.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And he was
Yep.
at the event at the Lake Washington where the test pilot did a barrel roll and a 707.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. And he's
It's
the
like doing a barrel roll in a helicopter.
only person to ever do that. Drone shots. Welcome to the show.
Oh, Jody.
Yep.
I seen Philly in here a while ago.
Oh, cool. Cool,
Oh,
cool.
Mikey made it. Hey, Jim Crennan. What's up, my man?
Yeah, Jim Crennan. Yep. Peter Carroll. We got
Let's see here. Jody said your cell phone has more power than the PC does to land on the moon.
that. That's right.
Ain't
Hmm.
that how'd they do that
That's
back in the '60s?
amazing. That is amazing.
And it makes you
And
wonder. I know it costs money, but you'd think we'd already been back before 2021 or whenever they say they're going to go back.
right, I just saw a video yesterday of some amateur astronomers found the crash sites on the moon of the lunar modules after they disconnected from the command module on their way back, and the upper stage. They were able to find the crash sites. However, they haven't been able to find the Apollo 11 lunar module on the moon.
Right.
There's a couple of them they haven't found yet. That's
Yeah, I know
because
it's.
they come in at such a low angle, it doesn't make much of an impact on the moon. Where
They
the upper stage, the SRB, comes down almost at a 90-degree angle and makes a nice crater.
yeah, bigger holes easier to find, I guess.
Yep, that's right.
That's the
And
rumor anyway.
you know, Apollo 10 lunar module is still orbiting the sun, and they found it.
Oh yeah.
They found it, and it's kind of in the same. Well, it is in the same orbit as the Earth, and what it does is every 15 years it crosses our orbit, and that's the closest it gets to the Earth. And one of these days, somebody's going to figure a way how to capture it and bring it back to the Earth.
it'd be cool. It's expensive to do all that, I know,
Yeah.
but man, if there's a way that they could happen to be there at the same time doing something else, hey, let's just run over here and catch this right quick. That'd be nice.
Yep. That'd be cool. A little bit of history and it'll still have the flight suits inside the lunar
Yeah,
module.
yeah,
Hmm.
a lot of history there. I like reading history.
Yep. Hmm.
I hope they still teach it in school.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah,
There's
we
a
used to have we actually had a Texas history class when I was in junior high, and
oh,
that was an interesting year.
that's cool. That's cool.
And of course, you had
U.S. history and world history.
when we got in high school, yeah,
Yep.
Coach Tom. That's what the coaches taught was history classes,
Okay. History and PE.
history and PE. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of my favorite subjects in school was history.
Biology was fun too.
Yeah.
Of course, I
What?
kind of fit in because I was already cleaning deer when I was a freshman in high school, so I already
There.
kids didn't know what to do with a knife and stuff like that.
Well, I got stuck with chemistry, and I kind of
Oh,
wish I would have had biology instead. It probably would have been a lot easier than chemistry.
I have to learn to blow stuff up.
Yeah, there you go. Hmm.
Come in handy later in life.
Kind of be like Chris Rollins and say, "Hey, let's take a piece of sodium and throw it in the pond over here."
I tell you what, that boy. I'm curious to see what he's got now. Looked to me like the other night he had a trebuchet he was trying to work on with his axe.
Oh, that's okay.
But he said he gonna. I bet he put some kind of. He said he gonna put something on it to where it swing the axe.
Uh huh.
So
Cool.
this ought to be interesting.
Right. I saw his one video where he sliced the golf ball with the axe.
Yeah, yeah,
That was cool. I mean, a
yeah.
lot of his videos are cool.
The one he did in that guy's front yard where he filled up all them balloons full of propane and lit them all off. It lit
Yeah.
the one and like dominoes.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
that was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
That's what you get for being young, though. I used to do that stuff when I was in my 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, blowing up stuff. Yeah, that. I think that's what a lot of young men do.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We took it to the extreme back in the day.
So, Chris, have you ever been outside the country?
I've been to Canada. Uh, when I was a little old kid, I had an aunt that lived in Canada.
Oh, cool.
That's the only one that didn't come to East Texas. She married a guy in the Air Force in Lubbock,
Huh.
and when they got married, they went to Ohio, and that's where she's from. So we go up there. We went up there and visited her. Then we went through. I want to say, if I remember right, we went through New York to get to. They lived in Ohio. We went through New York, went to Canada, went to Niagara Falls,
Okay. Yep. Yep.
rode the Maid of the Mist. Did all the tourist stuff.
Right.
It was
Cool.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's a pretty area. Ohio is another pretty state. I lived in Michigan for about 10 years, and that was funny with when I was on Greg Kunert's show, Oz by Drone, and he listening to butcher the name of that county. I
Right.
go, Greg, it's Genesee County. Kept saying Genasi or something like that.
Excuse me just a second, Art.
All right, that's okay. All right, while Chris is taking care of business, Phantom Drone Hodges, welcome to the show. Cool, cool, cool. We got a great show. All
Jody
right,
lives in Michigan.
pardon?
Yeah. Said Jody Drone Shots lives in Michigan.
Right, and so
Yeah,
does
I didn't realize.
Paul Murray is from Michigan.
Yeah,
He lives
Paul
up
lives
there
over
in Port Huron.
there. Yeah, in that
Uh,
pretty blue water.
yep. There's a lot of droners up there in Michigan. Claude is over on the other side of the state, over by Grand Rapids,
Sam
and
Hodges, Ontario. Uh,
and there,
Steve Mack. You're 45 minutes from Niagara Falls, so you've been there quite a bit, I would assume, Steve.
yep,
I remember when we was there. For some reason, I think there was a barge that had got stuck, and this had been in the late '70s, early '80s.
right.
Uh, it got stuck way up there, and I said, "Man, that's cool as all get out." Of course, when you go through the little museum, you see where the person had got in the barrel and
Right.
uh, rode over the thing and survived. Now
Yeah.
there's been more than that do it.
Yep. Yeah. Steve is just west of Toronto. I've been to Toronto. That's a that's a neat little town. Well, not a little town, but yeah, that's a cool place. Have you been down to
Yeah.
Mexico since you're close to there? No?
No, I've been to the Border Patrol crossing
Right?
down close to a little town. I believe it was Presidio, or
Right?
we almost went across. And we talked ourselves out of it.
There you go.
Yeah, we turned around and they let me. Told the guy, "Hey, we changed our mind. We don't want to go across here." And he said, "That's fine." Because what changed my mind is they had a car up on blocks taking it apart looking for dope.
Right?
So I told the couple we was with, I said, that could be us coming back through.
Yeah.
This was
There you
this was in
go.
80. This was in '89.
Yeah. Well,
Now
I
then,
haven't been to Mexico, but I've been to Venezuela, Aruba, Bahamas, Puerto Rico. So I've been down that area.
I have been to Bahamas too. Now that you said that, Art, we went to Nassau on a honeymoon back in
Oh,
'86. Sure did.
cool, cool. I
That is
was,
a different country.
yeah, it is. I was down a little island off the coast of Abacos called Elbow Cay. And boy, talk about quiet. Oh, and then at night you could see the lighthouse light when it comes around and lights up your bedroom in your hotel. Unless you're
Right.
on the other side of the building, which it was cool. So it was nice and quiet. Did a ton of fishing there, which is
Oh,
fun. Wish
oh
I
yeah,
had
always.
drone down there. Drone would have been really fun down there.
It would have been. Big Bend is a beautiful part of Texas. It's another one of those like we was talking about earlier. My house, I got pine trees. I can go across the river 30 minutes away, and it'll be prairie land,
Right?
farming communities, and you can drive 12 hours, and you can be down there in the mountains.
Yeah.
They're 8, 10,000 feet high, and
Yep.
it's just a geographically challenged state. They can't make it mind up what it wants to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all a national park. Of course, you can't fly a drone down there no more
Right.
anyway. But it's sad that you can't.
Yeah. Another place that would be a cool place would be up by Canyon, Texas. There's a place called Adobe Walls, which would
Adobe
be,
Walls,
yeah,
Canyon, Texas. I've heard of Adobe Walls. I haven't.
yeah. That's just north of Amarillo, and that's where some of the Texas Rangers had some run-ins with the Indians up there, and that's when the Sharps rifle came out,
Oh yeah.
and one of the guys set a long shot record, like a quarter of a mile, that he knocked off an Indian who was. They thought they were out of range, and this guy is waving at him, going, "Hee!"
They
Plink
the
right
univer-
off the horse.
the University of Texas does a big. They do like a live stage play in Palo Duro Canyon.
Oh, okay.
I've, I've never been, but I've seen it over the years. I guess it's one of their classes. It's part of their curriculum,
Right?
and they do it year round. And they say it's really, really, really something to see. And now I've gotten older, and of course don't have kids no more. Should have
Right.
done it when I had kids, but anyway, we're gonna take a trip up there one day.
There you
We was too
go.
busy playing softball or baseball and let's go swimming, Dad, and stuff like that. We didn't
There
take too
you
many
go.
big long trips. Yeah, I took them to Carlsbad Caverns. Now, that's cool.
Yep, cool,
That's real
cool.
cool.
Hmm.
If anybody's never been,
Well, if you get a chance, go to Asia. I mean, there's some places there where it's pretty reasonable to fly there.
yeah.
Hmm.
You know the fly there guy. Oh, Tal is his name. I met him at
Yeah,
Spin Up last year, and he's
right,
got some guys over there. It. I tried to do his beta version when it was free, and it didn't work, and I never did. I just fooled around, didn't get back on it.
right.
Tried again, but
Well, Greg just had a thing for, I think one was for Thailand, the other one was in Manila. In Manila, I would have liked to do that. There's
yeah.
several places there that I would have liked to go, like Corregidor, which is one of the World War II battles early on in World War II in the Pacific. And another place is Drum Island, which is a what they call the concrete battleship, where they
Hmm.
took this small island and they chopped the top off and they filled it with cement and then they put a couple battleship turrets on it. And this was
Oh,
to give Manila Bay some protection from enemy forces.
that's nice.
Hmm. And the turrets are there. They've been vandalized, but heavily damaged from bombings during World War II. But uh, the turrets, I mean, if you looked at them, there's not a you can't see a scratch on the turrets. That's because
Huh?
that armor is so thick, but the concrete has little pot marks all over it, which is
Where
cool.
it got shot at?
Yep. And the
Wow,
way they got the Japanese out of there is they filled it with oil and set it on fire.
that do it.
Yep.
That definitely do it.
Hmm. All right, Jeff is in the house. All right, we got some more Texas boys in. Cool. All right. So what are you flying now? You've got a Phantom.
I fly the Phantom 4.
Oh,
Bought it. I think it come out in April 3 years ago, and I bought it in August.
okay.
My birth. That's my birthday present to Chris.
Oh, cool.
So I bought it and been flying it, and then they did away with it. Now they've really done away with it.
Right.
Yeah, you can still get them. You just uh,
Yeah, you
pay
can
a
find them.
pay a premium price now.
Well, check out eBay.
Sort of
eBay
kind of
is
yeah. I've been watching. I got one or two I've been looking at.
and another place to check out is propertyroom.com. Once in a while, you'll see a Phantom 4 cross there, and if you're lucky, you might get one with the controller. Most of the time, you'll just get the craft with the props and a battery, and hopefully
Yeah, I
the
was looking
camera's not damaged.
I was
And
really like the Phantom 4 V2.
right,
That's
mm-hmm,
one I was looking for.
mm-hmm,
And I don't have anything against the Mavic Pro 2.
right,
I just like the way the Phantom 4 feels. I like it. It flies really, really good
yep,
for me.
right, mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a Phantom 3 Advance, and I don't fly it too much because it's you got to get it out of the case, put the props on, and then you got that bulky controller. Where with
Yeah,
my Mavic Air, I get put in a backpack, take it anywhere, and within a few minutes I've got it out flying.
yeah. My son got the Spark for his
Okay.
birthday back in
Yep.
February, and me and him went and flew together down at Crossroads at the school,
Right.
and It's a sweet little drone, man.
Yes, it is.
It will smoke my Phantom 4. It is.
Yes. It,
It's
well,
quick,
well, you
and it takes
know,
great video.
my Mavic Air is pretty fast too. Over 4th of July, I was at a friend's house, and I put that thing in sport mode, and I was just zipping up and down the street. I'm like, oh, holy cow, this thing really hauls, you know.
Yeah, the first day I had it. I don't watch these guys play with it in sport mode on YouTube. I can do this. I go down to school and I'm flying around down there. Well, I flipped it over in sport mode. Well, yeah, I can fly it like this. And I run up and down the football field a couple of times real fast. And then one time I let off the brake, but I didn't let off quick enough.
Right.
And it takes that thing about 30 yards to slow down
Yep.
when you're running about 45. Well, the propellers hit the goalpost.
Oh man.
That's all it did was hit
Yeah.
the goalpost. Well, I brought it back over, set it down, changed propellers,
Yeah.
just for the heck of it, and went back to flying again. So I don't put it in sport mode look too much. I put it in sport mode sometimes at the lake when I go fly
Right.
to try to catch the boats. But the boats nowadays, unless it's a John boat from the '80s, you can't keep up with them.
Right. Mhm. Mhm.
Them guys, it tickles me. They got to have a boat that'll run about 75 or 80 to get to where they're going.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can remember my grandfather had a John boat with a 5 horsepower Johnson on it. That was our boat for about 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, those are great for fishing.
Yes.
Mhm. My other drone, I have a Tello, and I have fun terrorizing my sister's cat with it.
I got, my kids got me a Tello for Christmas. It's really fun.
Yeah, I
It's really fun.
went and got the TD1 controller, and I really like that. That's much easier to use than using your cell phone to fly it.
That's what
And
I need to get one. I don't have a controller. I need to get one of them controllers. I fly mine with my iPad or my cell phone,
right,
but
well,
it does good.
you get them on Amazon
Yeah.
or eBay. Amazon's better because you'll get it in a day or two,
Right.
which is
Yeah. I'm a
cool.
Prime member.
If you have Amazon Prime, yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool. And I really like it, and it's fun to tool around with. And I also have a fan parrot swing that I've got to get flying. I haven't even flown it yet. I flew it in the apartment once before I crashed it into the wall, but I want to take it outside, out in the back of the apartment, and fly it around, see how it flies in, kind of like an airplane. It looks like an X-wing fighter.
Right.
Yeah, where you could take off vertically and you could fly around horizontally. That'd be kind of fun to play around with that.
I like that aircraft. The VTOL they call it,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
vertical takeoff and landing. It's a See, the military's got their version. They've had one for probably 25, 30 years.
Yep.
They used to make them. I don't know if they still make them in Fort Worth or not. I think they do at Bell. Bell Helicopters out there in Fort Worth. I think they still make them there.
Right.
I've had the opportunity to see one or two.
Right.
It's got some big rotors on it, man.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's
Yep.
it kind of reminds me of a P-51. It looks oversized for the craft.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The blade on the propeller on a P-51 is huge,
Yep.
and that's what it reminds me. It looks so cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, what else? So I noticed you've done some early morning and evening uh, shots that were pretty good.
Yeah, I'd like to take. Actually, the Phantom 4 is just a 12 megapixel. I say just. It's a 12 megapixel camera.
Right.
It does great video too, but it takes really great pictures.
Right.
And I fly out them guys on Sunday mornings. On the Sunday morning flight, sunrise guys, and
Right.
And I like, 15 to 20 minutes before it's actually my time to fly, it is really pretty. I mean, I
Right.
took a picture last Sunday. I couldn't, it was so, the sun was coming up in the middle and the clouds had parted
Right.
and they were pink. And I just, I had to, I take and put them on Facebook. People probably get tired of them, but if they don't
Well,
like it, they don't have to look at it.
that
I like to take pictures.
that one that I saw, it looked like a parent holding up its baby. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, we get some, Texas. That's one thing about 90. I'd say probably through the summertime, it's 90% of the time it's usually clear
Right.
on sunrises and sunsets. But I guess with the weather changing and stuff, we've had some early morning clouds. I noticed going to work this week, I've had uh, 2 or 3 mornings that if I take the time and set up and get my drone out, it would have been a good early morning video. I'm in the process of. We had some stuff done there at work this last week. I took some video with my drone, and I set up uh, my Osmo Action camera,
Right.
and I got the little one. Anyway,
Right.
I set them up, and I got some video. I got to edit it and put it together, and take the voice track, doing a little more than just cutting what you don't want it out and cutting what you want in. That's a little more time consuming. So
Yeah, it is.
we're all still learning, but it's it'll be pretty neat because it dealt with a crane and it dealt with a an engine that we had overhauled. The block
Oh,
had a
cool.
crack in it, so we took the building apart and took a 225-ton crane and picked the block out of the building. And yeah, I think it'll be okay when I get done with it.
Well, that's cool.
That's
That's cool.
something. That's something that in my 35 years I've seen it done. This is the second time
Wow.
we've had to take a building apart.
Right. Cool. Do you have any GoPro cameras?
I've got the Osmo Action.
Okay.
I bought it. Uh, I guess I've had it a little over a month.
Right.
And the Osmo Pocket.
Okay. Cool.
And I made the little fishing video with my Osmo Pocket. Uh, I just took the stupid little thing in my shirt pocket,
Right.
went in there, and then I went fishing. And I said, you know what? It's right before the Osmo Action came out,
Right.
and I was trying to make myself not buy it, but oh well, I bought it anyway.
There you
But,
go.
but the Osmo Pocket takes great video too, and it's so quick and easy to turn on and carry it around.
Yeah. Well, with your
But no
Osmo,
GoPros.
what you ought to do with your Osmo Action is get the GoPro, either the chest mount or the head mount, and you could put that on there. And
Right.
yep, that's what I use in my fishing videos. And now I'm moving into multi-camera shots where, you know, I'll have a camera behind me that shows me fishing, and then I have my chest mount camera so you can see the fishing action up close. And now I've got the underwater gadget to where you can see the fish under the water, which is cool.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
neat.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've only used it. That's like you said. There'll be three different camera views when I get my engine swing put together because I had three cameras running.
Right.
So I think I'm going.
Welcome, drone camper. Welcome to the show. All right. That there's a new guy. Cool.
Hey, drone camper.
So yeah, you ought to make a gadget for your Osmo Action like my, and take some underwater video, and you'll get some video of the little fishies or the
Catch
big
him before.
bass.
Catch him. Catch him in the water before I catch him on the hook.
There you go. Mhm. Mhm.
I tell you what. Oh, Jeff's in the house,
Yep.
and I tell you what. It was so fun to watch him put Ken's drone back together and
Yeah.
put
That's.
Chris Rollins' drone back together. He
Mhm.
did a he did a wonderful job. I know he smoked Chris's. It wasn't his fault, but
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
fun
I
to.
remember that. Where
He
he
did
put the
good.
power to the board and he was like all happy and then all of a sudden, boop,
Then it
there
wasn't
it
happy.
goes.
Yeah, I was real glad he shared his struggles with us. It was fun to watch.
Yes, it was.
And you
I'm
know,
really, I donated the Favic, which,
yes, yes,
and I can't wait to see that build. That ought to be a lot of fun.
I think it will be.
Hmm.
I think it will be. There's so much stuff that you can do with these drones. People do the mods on them. I mean, I like YouTube. Yes, go and see what people do with these things. It is crazy.
Yep.
I think I seen one or some guy took a Phantom 3 and made an FPV drone,
Right.
but but he really worked it over to get it to do that.
Right.
But it was, there's lots of things out there.
Hmm. All right, so here's a little bit of housekeeping. I like chocolates too, like Ken. And if you want to send me candy, or if you have a drone you don't want, or a drone that's busted up, I fix those too. Those are fun. You could send them to this address. 5557 West 79th Avenue, Apartment 3, Arvada, Colorado 80003. Yeah, there you go.
There you
And
go, Art.
so are you? I think it's time to kind of relax. You know how Ken has razzmatazz? Well, I have
Yes, sir.
art matazz.
Art and Taz.
Oh, that's so calming. I feel calm already. Time to relax. In the purple haze, the bubbles in the water. All right, that's enough of that. Now we're
Where,
back.
where, where's the Cheetos?
Oh yeah, Cheetos.
You are in Colorado.
Yeah. Well, you know how I made that? That was from some underwater video, and all I did is I changed the hue to purple, and I was just watching some video, and I'm like going, "Hey, that kind of looks cool and kind of relaxing." I'll do my version of Razzmatazz and call it Art Matazz.
There
So,
you go.
welcome
Well, you
to
did
Art
good, man.
Matazz.
You did good, Art.
Yep. So, how you like the new set here? Looks pretty cool.
I like the mountains in the background, no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's downtown Denver.
That is Denver, Mile High City.
Yep,
Cool.
that's right. Do you know what state has the highest capital?
Uh,
And
Man, you made
you're
me go back to my history book. I'm gonna say it's either Colorado, could be
nope,
Utah, could be
nope,
Arizona, maybe. I
nope.
have no idea. Then
Santa Fe, New Mexico,
Santa Fe,
7,000
well,
feet. Yep,
that's one I missed.
yep.
I got three of the four corners.
There you go. Yeah,
Yep,
Denver is 5280. We're a mile high, and Colorado has the most 14,000 foot peaks in the lower 48.
gotcha.
I think we have something like 59 or 60. So if you like mountain climbing, boy, Colorado's the place to go.
Only if there's four wheels under me now, Art, and
uh,
somebody's either pushing them or it's got gasoline driving them.
yep. Sadly, I can't go up in the mountains. I could go up. Well, as long as I don't go over 8,000 feet, I'm okay. I get above
Yeah.
8,000 feet, I get altitude sickness.
Ah,
Yep,
yes, that's not fun, and you got to take care of yourself if you get it.
yep, yep. You
Come
get
off
a
the mountain.
really bad headache, you get nauseous, and sometimes I will pass out, which is not good.
No,
No.
no. We sadly their guy I worked with, his son went on vacation and he got out through sickness and he passed away.
Oh,
He
yep.
fell asleep, went to bed, and said he's feeling bad. Went to lay down and never woke up.
Oh, wow, that's.
And that's what they said. He said altitude. If he said if he went down, 1,000 foot, he would have took care of himself.
Was that in Colorado?
Yes, yeah. This has been probably 30 years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I got to perform up at Winter Park and stay overnight up there, and I just had a heck of a time trying to sleep up there. It's no fun.
I can imagine. I can imagine, Art.
Yep. So, all right. So,
Yeah, Brent, people going to eat supper now, Art.
yeah, I'm about ready. We got a few more minutes left, and so what's your next project with the drone, or are you just kind of the spur of the moment kind of guy?
Kind of the spur of the moment. I've got a project that I would like to do.
Right.
We've talked about it here. Everybody wants to know where everybody's from.
Right.
And I thought about making about a 2 or 3 minute little old video, just here maybe my intro video on my channel, just letting the people know here's where I'm from,
Cool.
and I can fly. Our little town's pretty cool. I know the police chief. He flies a drone too, so I can go down there and fly the courthouse, fly the square there at home, and
Cool.
yeah, I think it would be a not many people know about Athens, Texas, and I don't live in Athens, Texas, but it's my hometown. That's where
Right.
I was born there, and looks like I'm going to be buried there. I can't get out of here. But I live out in the country, and
That's cool.
that's where Walmart's at.
Uh huh.
So that's where we go town, get our groceries, and do our shopping.
Right. And it's nice and quiet out there in the country, and you don't have all that traffic and stuff. And at night, your town is probably small enough. If you get outside of town and look at the stars, you could probably see the Milky
Oh,
Way.
yeah. Yeah, I watch the. I've got an app on my phone that tells me when the space station flies over. It gives me a
Cool.
5 minute head up, and I'm always going out in the backyard here at the house and checking it out, watching them guys fly over.
Cool.
Yeah, I live in a little old community, and there's probably 100 homes around here, but it's quiet.
Cool.
Yeah,
And I think coming up pretty soon we will be having, I think, the Leonid or the Perseid meteor showers pretty soon here, which is a
yep.
lot of fun.
I believe you're right.
Hmm.
I believe
And
you're right.
you're in a good spot because you don't get a lot of light pollution. That
Yeah,
if you just get outside of town, you could probably see a lot of meteors. Hmm.
yeah. This place we're fixing to get, there's a little bit of light, but it's dark at night, so
Cool.
it'll be nice.
Hmm.
It'll be nice to get to see and do so that. I may even buy myself a telescope.
Cool. Mike, the drone ranger, is in the house. Cool. Yeah, that you're in a good spot for a telescope. The price of telescopes have come down quite a bit, and they're pretty reasonable. Uh, get a nice 6 or 8 inch telescope, and you can see a lot of stuff with it.
Oh yeah, Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's funny. I've tried art where I live at. We live about 30 minutes from a little town called Palestine, Texas.
Uh-huh.
And ever since I've been a little kid, I remember them. They still do launch weather balloons from there.
Oh,
It's the
cool.
now they call it the Columbia Scientific Balloon Base
Oh,
after the
cool.
space shuttle fell. And oh man, and I've emailed that guy about 3 times. Hey man, can I come fly my drone around where you launch them? I don't want to be there when you put one up in the air, but some video from the air would be cool. And I guess his answer is no because he's never replied. I'm going to send him another one now that I've sitting here and thought about it. I'll send him another when I get back to work Monday.
uh,
But
I I've seen several videos of where people got a weather balloon and they attached a GoPro with it with the a GPS and they launched that and they get that thing up to 80, 90,000 feet and get some really awesome video up there. And then when the thing bursts and it comes tumbling down, they can find it because it's got a
yeah,
little tracker on it, and you just go out there and find it, get the SD card, and check it out and see what you got. That's really cool because you're
very
you're
cool.
like at the edge of space up there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're there, and
Hmm.
you can really see it's more than the curvature. It's nearly the whole half of the Earth.
Yeah, you get it. Well, you're so close to space that it's black up there. And
Right.
then when you're looking down, you see all this blue, and then you look out and you see the blackness of space, which is
Yeah.
cool. Mhm.
Yeah. I said the space shuttle blew up when it
Right.
come in. It come over us. I
Right.
mean, we heard it, and there's pieces fell around here. We've seen pieces everywhere.
Wow.
Uh,
That's
yeah,
sad.
it was a bad deal. And I was in the house when it. Of course, it always makes a sonic boom here when it coming into Florida.
Right.
And I just got up. I just got up and turned the TV on.
Mhm.
Then they said they lost communication with it. When I went outside, I said, this ain't right. There's
Right.
some buddies of mine is playing golf down there at the golf course about 10 minutes from here, and they some of the tile landed out there on the golf course while they was playing.
Wow.
There's tile at the school. There's stuff here, stuff there. Stuff was everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they did a search I've never seen before. These guys would most of them was like United States Forestry people,
Right.
and they camped out in a empty building in Palestine. Well,
Right.
they'd be I think 2 or 3 different times I'd meet about 10 to 15, 20 passenger vans. Well, these guys would walk arm in arm across a field
Right.
looking for this stuff,
Yeah, probably
and
human remains if they.
if there's any left, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
But
so sad.
that was that was something that I hope I never see again. But that was
Yeah.
something definitely different for us.
Mhm. 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 That's right. Well, I'm gonna try and get up early tomorrow and do a sunrise video. Uh, One of the places that I want to go to, we call it the Westminster Castle, and what it is, it was a college that was built in the late 19th century, and it was called the Princeton of the West, and it never got off the ground. It ran for a few years, then it went through financial troubles, and it was vacant for many years. And then finally, in the 20s, it got revived, and it's now it was a college. It's on the National Registry of Historic Buildings. So I don't know if I could fly there, but I'd like to get close to there. And right next to it is a Christian school that's K through 12, And there's a water tower there, and there's a radio tower there, and there's a radio station at the school,
Right.
which is
Cool.
cool. So maybe I'll try flying there, and it'll be out well outside of any uh, airport airspace.
Yeah.
And the nice thing
Yeah.
about it, it's up on a ridge, and you can see downtown Denver, and it's quite a bit higher than the city of Denver. And when I do the early morning sunrise from my apartment, that's what you see off to the east of here.
Cool. Yeah. Get up a little earlier, Art.
Yeah,
Motivate.
yep. All right, well, we've managed to hit 1 hour, and I thank you for coming on the show, and I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll probably catch you on one of the other shows.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I like to sit in and BS with the rest of them. So
Hmm, cool.
always interested.
Are you going to be on Oz by Drone next week?
That's yeah. That's to my
Cool.
knowledge. I'm supposed to be on Greg next Friday night.
Awesome. I'll
Like I,
I'll be there
like I
to
said,
watch.
it'll be interesting listening to me talk and him talk together.
All right. Well, you have a great evening, and catch you next time. Take care.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
All right. Bye bye.
See you, Art.